You make the world come alive. You make the world come alive. You don't need thicker skin. You just need better friends. Your feelings are relevant, and they should matter to them. Nothing wrong with sensitive. It's not a flaw, it is a strength. This world can be so callous. Don't let them take away your gift. Ooh, you are sensitive, and there's nothing wrong with it, yeah. You are, yeah, sensitive. Your softness is a strength, yeah. Now think of all the happiness. Think of all the feelings we'd miss if we didn't have you. If we didn't have you. Think of all the works of art. Couldn't be without a heart sensitive just like you. Just like you. Think of all the activists, beautiful, empathetic, just like you, just like you. Think of all the broken dreams. Think of all the people who would not be seen without you. I see you. You make the world come alive. 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 You make the world come alive.
My entire life, I have been told that I'm way too sensitive. I have been told to grow thicker skin, to become tougher, to put my big girl panties on and just deal with life as it comes. But the truth is that I have tried. I have tried, and to no avail, have tried to become way less sensitive than I am. I feel like I was just born with thin skin, right? Thin skin. If thicker skin is better, then thin skin is worse. But what I've come to realize, though, is that me being sensitive is actually a gift, and it's a strength, especially in this cold and callous world. Me still being sensitive, still being brave enough to be vulnerable, it's a strength. And I've also learned that I will no longer take someone calling me sensitive as an insult. I will take it as a compliment, because I understand that people feeling uncomfortable because I'm sensitive has more to do with them than it has to do with me. So let me explain, right? So there are a few reasons why a lot of people use this word sensitive to kind of demean or, make people feel small. One, I feel like it's because in this culture, being sensitive is seen as a weakness when really it's a strength. Like I said, it's hard to be sensitive and vulnerable in this society. Everyone's so callous, cutthroat. It's a dog-eat-dog world out here. And, for Black women especially, we're told that we have to be tough. We have to be strong. And so when we choose to step in our strength, even in an emotional sense, to be sensitive, people feel like, oh, I don't know what to do with this. I don't know what to do with the sensitivity. And because it makes them uncomfortable, then they put it on you to say, stop being so sensitive, right? So one, it could come from a good place. I feel like some friends say that you're too sensitive, to try to keep your bad feelings at bay. But when you really suppress your sensitivity, you suppress your sensitivity to everything. So not only are you not sad, you're also not happy. You're not excited. You're not jubilant. You're not all of the spectrum of flavors of feelings, right? If we make ourselves insensitive, if we take away our sensitivity, then we can't feel the array of emotions and feelings that God wanted us to experience here in this life. Okay, so on one hand, it's friends telling you, don't be so sensitive, because they don't want you to hurt. They don't want you to feel pain, right? And so that's coming from a beautiful place, but I still feel like it's problematic. A second reason why people might say that you're too sensitive is because they don't know how to deal with their own emotions. Because they're not used to dealing with their own emotions, or they're not used to having a safe place for their emotions, they in turn don't know how to create a safe place for you. And so again, they might be well-wishing, but they just don't know what to do with it. And a third reason that I found is because people call people insensitive because they don't want to deal with the fact that they're just rude and mean. People will use the word or the phrase you're sensitive to try to make you feel stupid about what they did to you. Like it's not supposed to hurt your feelings. When really, it's tougher to be like, dang, maybe what I said is insulting. Maybe what I said, it was not careful, was not loving, was not kind. And maybe I should care for myself and care for the other person enough to check what I said, right? But that requires work. But it's easier to just say, you're sensitive, And so I've gotten all of those different reasons why people call me sensitive, And what I found is that the older that I get and the more that I stand in my sensitivity and my passions, and I will also say this, as Black women, I feel like our emotions get translated and get, misrepresented to be anger, right? Everything we do that's done with passion is seen as anger, or vigor. And it's like, no, there is an array of emotions that passion can like push forward, right? So you can be passionate about, social work, but you can also be passionate about the art that you create. You can be passionate about the person that you love, your people, your family. And so what it really does is creates this monolith of Black women. It's like either we are really hard and calloused or we're very angry. And so what I realized is that there's this dumbing down of the emotions of Black women. And so I wanted to show other sensitive Black women out there that it's okay to be sensitive. It's okay to feel feelings. I go from 100 to 0 fast, or 0 to 100 fast. And it's really not about being like, there's a difference between being immature in your emotions and being impulsive or explosive in your emotions. But the truth is that there's beauty in you being sensitive. There's beauty in you being soft. There's beauty in you being open and vulnerable. And I feel like that's not something that everybody can experience or everyone is willing to experience. We all come into this world as sensitive, vulnerable beings, but it's not until we're taught that we have to be tough, that we have to be thick-skinned, that we have to put on our big girl panties, as if growing up means you're void of emotion or you're void of sensitivity, right? Like it's not until we experience those things that we stop being sensitive. And I understand why some people stop being sensitive, because it is painful. It is painful to be sensitive. It is painful to be open and to be vulnerable and to protect oneself. One person may be like, you know what? I'm done with this, right? I'm done. But some people like me and people who are like me are like, you know what? No, I can't change this. I can't be thick-skinned. Like literally, when I tell you I have tried. But it's just really just me suppressing what's really there naturally, right? And so I'm okay with being sensitive. I make no apologies for it anymore. And when you really think about sensitivity, you think about all the people who had to be sensitive to do the work that they did, which is why in the song I talk about artists, activists, right? Like just people that we take for granted, like their sensitivity that we consume, like the music, the paintings, and again, like the activists who are making change in community and social change in the world. They had to be empathetic. They had to be sensitive to other people's needs to fight for them, or sensitive to people who may have the same plight as them to fight it. But if we become callous, then we won't have these things. When you really think about a callus, right, on your hands, you rub up against something over and over and over and over again, right? And it becomes thick. And so you lose the feeling in some of the areas. And so what you realize is that you can cut yourself, you can cut yourself and you might not bleed because you have so much thick skin there, but you also become hard and you become scaly and it becomes heavy. It becomes something like a burden that you carry. And so how beautiful would this world be if all of us could be sensitive, if all of us could be vulnerable, if all of us could be empathetic and loving and kind and generous and honest? The only way that you can be honest is by you being vulnerable. A lot of people lie. I'm fine. I'm good. That didn't hurt my feelings. Whatever. They won't see me sweat. They won't see me cry, because we're buying into this lie that we have to have it all together all the time, that we're not human. And so people treat us like we're not human And then we support this idea that we're not human by not expressing our emotions. And I'm not saying that you should tell everybody everything, because that's not for everybody. People should have to qualify themselves to be let into your most intimate places, even your heart, right? But I do feel like if we just let our guard down, if we created safe places for other people to be vulnerable and honest, this world would be lovelier. This world would be sweeter, it'd be lighter. It would be more flavorful. It would be more flavorful. Let people be angry. Let people be sad. Let people be happy. Rejoice with them. Mourn with them, right? But stop telling people that they're too sensitive. There's no such thing. There's no such thing. So I give you permission. I celebrate you. For all my highly sensitive people out there, I see you, especially highly sensitive Black women out there. I see you. Don't let nobody dull your shine, because your sensitivity, your vulnerability, your emotions make you that much more beautiful. If you like the video, leave a thumbs up. Let me know what you think. Comment below. Let me know what you want to hear. Let me know what you want to see. And let me know if you're a sensitive person out there. I would love to feel seen, and I see you. And if you want to share it with a friend who might need to hear this message, if you need to hear this message or show it to other people and help them understand you as a highly sensitive person, be sure to share it. I would love that. I would love for them to see and to understand what life is like through the eyes of someone who is sensitive. And as always, this video, like all my other videos, are brought to you by my patrons over on Patreon. If you want to join, if you want to support me, and if you want to get audio downloads of the songs that you hear on these videos, be sure to join my Patreon. I would love to have you. I would love to welcome you to the community of amazing people and to support me on my artist journey. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video. And until next time, you all, I'll talk to you later. I love you. Bye.